Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I know normally we start with our soft opening, but everybody was already talking. So rather than interrupt you and give you something to talk about, consider all that chatting your soft opening, and we're going to get right into the program. Brian, do you want to come up for our invocation and pledge?
Good afternoon. I'm Brian Little. If you'll please stand, we will have our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Let us pray. We have gathered in the spirit of truth, fairness, goodwill, friendship, and concern for others. We are thankful for the blessings of this day, this country, and for this unique gathering of service-minded community leaders. Lord, even as we pray these words and express these thoughts, we are not always the people we would like others to think we are. In this paralysis of spirit, we contribute to unrest, indifference to our neighbors' needs, and preoccupation with materials standards. Dear God, you are so patient, so caring, and so understanding. Give our inadequacies and help us to model your direction and love. Now we humbly ask that you would bless this gathering and us to a deeper commitment to service. Amen. Let's pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Cordero, and I have the honor of introducing our guests today. When I speak your name, please keep standing until all the guests have been introduced, and then we'll give you a warm welcome at the end. Autumn Hightower is a guest of Jane Dyer. Philip Schneider is a guest of Jane Dyer and Roger Heitzig. Glenn Davis is a guest of Michelle Covington. Steve Hand is a guest of Stan Starnes. Lars Grunenfeld is a guest of John Kent and Bill Raines. The next four are all guests of George Fletcher: Lindsay Tucker, Lydia Thomas, Bill Cooper, and Gail DePriest. And then we have Michael Oliver is a guest of Amy Randall. Wanda Carter and Izzy Schneider are guests of our club. And finally, we have Harry and Peggy Van Bergen, which are guests of Jim Pereira. And it should be noted that these people were just honored as the unsung heroes of Greenville Tech for their tremendous financial support. Did I miss anybody? Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeremy Hart. I am serving on the Greenville Holiday Village committee this year, so I'm going to give you a little bit of update on that, and I am here to talk about volunteers. So this year we have a vast amount of opportunities available for everyone here to serve. We've gotten all this organized, and we have calculated that we have approximately 555 to 560 slots available between Wednesday and Monday of Greenville Holiday Village events. So we need everybody's help to help us sign up and make this thing a reality. This year we're hosting our sign-ups in a little bit different way. Everybody can sign up for each individual slot or whatever you want to do. You have the opportunity to select that yourself. And we're hosting that on a website called Sign Up Genius. So that's going to help us keep organized. If you've already signed up through DACDB, I'll be sending you guys an email with this link so that you can go on there and pick out what slots you want to sign up for. So the first thing that we've created a link for, the first thing coming up is the Christmas parade. So on the Christmas parade, we need everybody's help. The city is making us have at least 20 people in the parade. I've already got, I think, 30 slots at that QR code right there available. So if you could please sign up, and we'll be sending you more information on that. And this is really handy, but I may need some help because this is the first time I ever generated a QR code. So if somebody, or at least some, a couple of y'all could get your phones out and just make sure this QR code works, that would help me out. I need to know if y'all have any issues or not with getting that QR code to work. The date for the Christmas parade is Saturday, December is it the 6th, I believe? The first Saturday of December. Okay. If you if you go to that link, I think it has a date on there. So it works. All right. So if you were successful in opening this link on your phone, you might as well go ahead and just sign up while you're on there. And then we've got another QR code for Greenville. So you are welcome to scan that now. Don't worry, we'll be sending you multiple emails with this link in there. So you will definitely have the opportunity to get on here and sign up for what you want to sign up for. These links are open to the public, and they'll be publicized on the Greenville Holiday Village's website. There are a couple of slots that say Rotarians only, and that's like Blue Line and the Rotary Awareness. So you guys especially sign up for those slots, and we greatly appreciate your help. And if you have any questions, I have a list of all the different volunteer opportunities available. If you have any questions, or if you want to talk about that to figure out what you may want to get plugged into. So thank you, guys.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Snively. I have the honor of presenting the two winners of this month's Staff and Teacher of the Month Award from Alexander. And if you would stand up when I get to this. And no, Mike Sarvis, I don't have an hour's worth of material. I saw that look on your face. I'm pleased to announce that the Staff Member of the Month is the first two-time award winner. That and $6 will get you a cup of coffee at Methodical Coffee. It's Izzy Snyder. Izzy is Alexander's first-time two-time winner. She's the guidance counselor and has 8 years of education and 3 years at Alexander. We seem to know each other really well because I seem to give her the book every month that comes from the speakers here at Rotary. Izzy, it's good to see you. Thanks very much. And the Teacher of the Month, thank you. Teacher of the Month is Wanda Carter. Wanda and I run into each other all the time in the halls over at Alexander. She's a kindergarten teacher and has 23 years of education experience. Wow. Thank you. What a calling, Wanda. And 5 years at Alexander. Thank you very much. I can tell you that the surveys that were turned in for these two fine individuals were incredible. The work they put in and the hours is unbelievable over there. Thank you very much for supporting the kids at Alexander.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I'm Penny Robbins. I'm in charge of membership. And this is the best part of the meeting sometimes is when we get to hear straight from our brand new members about themselves. I think it's really important. With no further ado, I'm going to I think Shannon Cantrell couldn't make it today. I don't see her. And Todd Edwards? No. Okay. So Sebastian, would you join me up here to my left? Lonnie, would you join me up here? Travis Water? Travis? You made it as well. You snuck in. I didn't see you. Right over here. So the deal is, this is their 90 seconds of fame. So what we want to do is give them a few seconds to tell you about themselves. So you're going to go first. If I come up and tap you on the shoulder, it's right before the cane comes out to pull you off. So right ahead, Sebastian.
I'm in sales, so that could take very long. My name is Sebastian Schneider. I moved to Greenville, South Carolina, 2017. And as you can hear just from the name, it's a typical German name, but I heard there's other Schneiders in the crowd, and that's in Germany the same. Difficult to get an email address unless you add 5 numbers and 17 additional letters. I'm born and raised in a town called Nuremberg, which is an hour north of Munich. Assuming you use the Autobahn and be able to drive a little faster than you can over here. Work brought me here, even though I'm coming from a family with a massive textile background. So nice to be here, which also is a city with a textile background. I'm in sales for electronic components and run a sales team for connectivity on a global base. So I'm traveling quite a bit, but overall have a very nice connection to this area. Met my wife here in 2017. Got married. We're expecting our first kid in 4 weeks. So very exciting for me. Not being the youngest anymore, it's kind of like nervous too. But yeah, since I travel a lot for work, it was also difficult to find a lot of time and support the community and help for charity. We did a lot with Habitat for Humanity. My wife volunteers in a bird sanctuary on a weekly basis, and she runs her own business for speech with autism. And so financially, we support that, of course. And yeah, I'm very happy and honored to be part of this group and part of the community here. I think you guys do great things. That's why I joined. And thanks to Bev Budget, who was my sponsor, to make that happen. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Sebastian. Okay, we got Lonnie Decker up next. And keep in mind too, if you want to talk to these new members, they'll be here just for a few minutes after the meeting. So they're going to be sitting right over there. Okay.
Morning, everyone. I first want to start off by thanking Rob Rowan, my sponsor, for pulling me into this wonderful Rotary Club that I'm about to get into a lot of good things. So thank you, Rob. Before I start, I want to tell a little story about these 2 young fish. And these 2 young fish are swimming at the bottom of the ocean, and probably thinking Nemo or something like that, but swimming along, having the time of their life, and up comes along the 2 young fish, an older fish. And he says to the 2 young fish, "How's the water, lads?" And the 2 young fish, they look at each other and they're shocked. They don't say anything, and they swim on by, and they go up a little bit further, and one of the little fish says to the other one, "What the heck is water?" And I tell that joke because try to make the point. There was one day I founded a networking group, and I used to always get up front of the networking group and I would say, "My name is Lonnie Decker and I am a financial advisor." And one day I said, "Yes, my name is Lonnie Decker, but I am not a financial advisor." And instead it kind of goes something like this. "My name is Lonnie Decker and my purpose is to inspire others to feel better. And I'm so grateful I'm able to do that in my role as a financial advisor, as a husband of 23 years to my beautiful wife, as a father, and as a community leader. And as a financial advisor in that role, right, it helps me live my purpose, not just to do the job, but to help the widowed client that I just had, and she's lost her husband. And she comes to me and she says, "You know, Johnny told me that everything's going to be all right because you're going to take care of me. I've never done the finances before," and I help her feel better and to live her purpose. Or the business owner that basically comes to me and says, "What am I going to do with the rest of my life?" Look at the personal and really work with that business owner, not only on his return on investment or her return on investment, but the return on life. So that's my purpose and passion. And I'm so excited to be part of this chapter so I can continue living it through Greenville and to live through this powerful group called Rotary Club of Greenville. So thank you, everyone, and I look forward to the journey. Thank you.
And next we have Travis Waters.
Hey, good afternoon. Travis Waters, grew up in 96, South Carolina, about an hour from here, very tiny town. Went to Clemson undergrad and grad school. We get through this a lot quicker, probably. Went to Milliken for about 18 years, a big company you probably all heard of. I'm presently the CEO of a company here in town called Centera Corporation. We're an environmental engineering consulting firm. My sponsor and the founder of that company is Mr. George Fletcher, and he brought me in here about 6 months ago. Local, 3 kids, work right down the street, and that's good enough, right?
And I'm going to make one really quick announcement too. These are on the table. Please bring your kids on Friday, 4 to 8. We'll have a booth there supporting not only the drive's purpose, but also our Kringle event coming up. So.
I am not Christine. I am here, I'm Rob Rowan, and I'm here to talk about the 4 seasons. So how would you like the idea? Think about this. We have a great meal with all your friends. Go sit down and see an amazing play with live music. After that's done, you come out and the theater, the actors and the musicians come out and they talk to you about it. And this evening, this great evening, is free. I mean, how can you go wrong? So who's gonna go? Who signed up? I want to see some hands. Who signed up? Okay, we have a nice group so far, but we really think we need to have everybody show up for this. And if you don't want to stay for the play, that's an option you have. But I'm going to tell you what, we're going to have a great time. We're going to be at center stage. It's going to be great. You get 2 free drinks. How can we go wrong? So all I'm saying is, let's do it together. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce today's guest speaker. Longtime Rotarian and member of the Rotary Club of Greenville, Keith Miller became the 2nd president of Greenville Technical College on July 1st, 2008. He brought experienced leadership to the position, having spent 12 years as a college president in Illinois, first at Spoon River College and later for Black Hawk College. Miller began his own college education at a community college, earning an associate degree in technical education, radiologic technology from Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. Later, he earned a specialty certification in radiologic special procedures, angiography, and computer axial tomography from the University of Virginia Medical Center, a bachelor's degree in biology at the University of Kansas, a master's degree in community college teaching from Pittsburgh State University, and a doctorate degree in adult and continuing education from Kansas State University. Miller has served in many capacities at the colleges where he's worked, including instructor, dean, and vice president. In addition, his career has taken him into the private sector, working in healthcare. He has teaching experience in radiography at 2 community colleges and in special radiographic procedures at the University of Kansas Medical Center. Additionally, he has taught various facets of adult learning at Central Michigan University and Michigan State University. He has held national leadership positions in higher education. From 2008 to 2009, Miller served as chairman of the board for the American Association of Community Colleges, the leading advocacy organization for the nation's almost 1,200 two-year colleges and their 13 million students. He has served on the board of directors for the American Council on Education, the higher education organization that represents presidents and chancellors of all accredited degree-granting institutions in the United States. In addition to his decades of Rotary service throughout his travels in every place he's lived, Miller is also very active in other organizations that improve the community. He has served as chair of the Greenville Chamber Board of Directors, chair of the Commerce Club Board, and board member for United Way of Greenville, Upstate Alliance South Carolina, and the Health Sciences Center, Prisma Health. In addition, he was chairman for March for Babies 2010 to 2011 and chairman of the board for the Urban League of the Upstate 2016 to 2017. He currently serves on the board of governors for the Poinsett Club and the board of governors for Greenville Country Club. These experiences leave him well prepared to lead one of the state's largest two-year colleges and to build partnerships and opportunities for growth at the institution. Please join me in welcoming fellow Rotarian Keith Miller.
Thank you, Mateel. Appreciate being here this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. On this wonderful fall afternoon, I was telling somebody this morning, part of my exercise routine, about 3 or 4 days a week, I walk several miles early in the morning, and the first thing I've done recently is look at my phone first to see how many pairs of sweats I need to put on, or long sweats or shorts. And this morning at 6 o'clock, it said 39. I thought, well, this is going to be a brisk walk, but it's beautiful out there, and beautiful place to live, no doubt about that. Thank you for that introduction, Mateel. It's been, since 2008, it's been much of a whirlwind. Greenville Technical College is a dynamic organization in every sense of the word. It changes with the community. Since we are a community-based college, it's incumbent upon us to change when organizations within the community change. Otherwise, we would not be able to provide the service that we do provide. So I'm going to give you an overview of what's going on at the college right now, some of the support services, what some of our areas of focus are. And please don't hesitate to interrupt me. I'm going to try and keep track of the time here and leave a few minutes at the end for some questions and comments, but let's jump into it. So 19,000 students, which surprises people a lot. That's, I think they're surprised because you don't see that concentration all on one campus. We have 5 campuses and 2 or 3 centers right now. So that 19,000 is spread over, through those 5 campuses and centers, as well as daytime and evening students. A lot of times people think of Greenville Technical College as the Pleasantburg campus or the Barton campus, which is understandable. That is the first campus of Greenville Technical College, and what we still refer to as the main campus, and it's where the majority of the students are. But other than that, they're spread between the other campuses. Our faculty to student ratio, which is absolutely crucial, we're proud of that because our students come to us facing not only in some cases some academic challenges, but life challenges too. So it's important to keep that student faculty ratio as small as possible to allow for that one-on-one engagement. Students on financial aid, that financial aid includes federal aid, state aid, local aid. There's some of you in this room have endowed scholarships through the foundation, so it includes that. And when you think about that, almost 80% of the students on some sort of financial aid, 80% of that 19,000 students, there's a lot of students that are able to go to college because of that financial aid, so it's significant. 54% of the students are between the ages of 18 and 24. The average age for the most part, and of course that's going to change from semester to semester, is usually around 25, 26 years old. So much different than what you might see at a university, Clemson, USC, Furman, whatever the case may be, where they're going to be 18, 19 years old. While we certainly do have that cohort of students, we have many of those students that have been out of high school and have been out of college for a number of years and are coming back to either get into a new career or simply upgrade their skills within the career that they're currently in. Much like when you think of a university, and let's use Clemson as an example. USC would certainly be structured the same when you think of
a college of engineering, a college of education, a college of this, a college of that. Greenville Technical College, and we did this probably 7 or 8 years ago in restructuring the college. It made it easier to market and structure our staffing also. So we divided the college into our areas of focus. School of Advanced Manufacturing and Technology. And you can see all of those up there. So from the health sciences to the economic development and corporate training through computer technology, engineering and professional studies, but 100+ programs across all of those schools. And they change. We delete some in any given year because the need isn't there anymore. We add new ones in any given year because an industry or an individual or some professional group has come to us and said, there's a need for this type of trained individual coming up. So we, of course, focus on all of that. We're constantly looking at our campus. And when I say campus, I'm saying that from the college as a whole, looking at not just the Barton campus, but the one in Greer, which is now named after the Benson Automotive family, Jim Benson and his wife. And then, of course, our Northwest campus and our Brazier campus in the Simpsonville area. When we look at those, it's not, we look at how the campus is aligned and where the programs are in each building on campus and on each campus, because we know that what happens in the classroom, of course, is very critical. That's an understatement. But research also shows that equally important is what happens outside of the classroom. In other words, when that student leaves the classroom, are there activities, are there things on campus to help engage that student and keep them around for a little longer? That's absolutely very crucial. Even some of the renovations that we're doing now for existing buildings, because the college started in 1962. And so we have a long list of renovations that come up every year. And when we do that and when we build new facilities, which I'll talk about in a little bit, the design is very intentional to encourage student engagement outside of the classroom. That could mean study areas or seating areas in the hallway, to have conversations with fellow students or fellow faculty members. And so we look at things like the Center for Workforce Development. That's a new facility, and thank you to our legislative delegation that is funding that with $15 million. It will be built on our Brazier campus, and we're going through the state approval process for that right now. And the focus of that is going to be high-tech welding. And again, that's because industry, local industry, has come to us and said, we've always had a welding program, but even that career, that profession is changing. So we're building a facility that's dedicated just to that. HVAC and industrial electricity is being moved to a new building because of the expansion of all that. Once again, what we hear from businesses that are involved in the electrical aspect of building, electricity part, as well as HVAC and the need for those trained technicians. And of course, the Prisma Health Center, the Prisma Center for Health and Life Sciences, if you drive down Pleasantburg now and you see the construction going on, that's a 125,000 square foot facility. That will end up being, when it's complete, and that's supposed to be August of 2024, it will end up being our largest academic building. That's, once again, very crucial. We have almost every allied health program that you can think of. When you think of allied health, a lot of times you think of nursing, and we've always heard about the huge need in nursing. Well, we also have radiology, respiratory therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, dental hygienists. Seems like I'm leaving one or two of them out, but we have all of those programs. And what we're hearing from doctors' offices, from healthcare organizations, whether it's Prisma, Bon Secours, and others,
is an increasing need. And so that new facility is going up and it'll offer students exposure to a high-tech environment. We're not just relocating existing chemistry labs and existing biology labs. We're repurposing those with new high-tech equipment. So we're certainly anxious to get into all of that. So when you look at some of the supportive services that are there, it's a whole range. We don't just look at the student body, the 19,000 students. We don't just look at them and say, we have 19,000 students here. And of course, that number fluctuates from year to year and semester to semester. We don't just look at them and say, well, they need this and they need this and they need this. To a certain extent, some of that generic approach, you might say, is important. But what we really do is we break down that population. We look at that population of students by age, by sex, by race, ethnicity, because the needs and the challenges differ between every one of them. And that gets me to the first program up there, the African American Male Scholars Initiative. Nationwide, the success rate of African American males has typically been lower, has typically been lower than whether it's their white male counterpart, Hispanic male counterpart, whatever the case may be. That same statistic, that same fact holds true in Greenville, in the Greenville County area. So we started a special program that was focused just on African American male students. And it started as a pilot, I believe, with 100 students. We've had such success now that we're expanding that. I think we're 200 plus students with the goal of getting to 400 and beyond. The whole focus was to kind of break down that statistic that said if you're African American male, and of course that's generalized across populations, to break that statistic down and show that those individuals have the ability to succeed just like all others do. The reason we're expanding is because the success rate of the students in that program now exceeds the success rate of males across the college as a whole. So it's been hugely successful. It has an intense mentoring component, which there's a lot of keys to this program, but I think the most important thing is the strong mentoring. And I say mentoring, not advising, because when we think about advising in education or higher education, our minds, I think, naturally go to, well, you go to advisor at the beginning of the year or beginning of the semester, and then you might not see them again until you change a course or change a major or something like that. Mentoring is much more than that. Mentoring is that plus, helping that student deal with life's challenges, and the list goes on and on. So hugely successful. And again, that success rate has dramatically surpassed what we see in other populations now. So we'll continue to expand that and apply it to other populations as well. Returning citizens, I think we've been into this program, maybe 4 or 5 years. And essentially that's focused on individuals that have been in the criminal justice system. This program helps those students become reassociated with the community and helps them become successful in the community. Collegiate recovery, as it says, the only such program at a 2-year college in South Carolina. The state of South Carolina, 3 to 4 years ago, identified at that time 1 university and 1 technical college to pilot this program at, and Greenville Tech was chosen as the 2-year college. And this is focused on students that have had challenges and may still have challenges with substance abuse and different things along those lines. So it's an intensive focus on how to help those individuals stay in education and continue their education. So we were, very happy to receive that. Title III is a federal program, and 360-degree Institute, we were awarded, excuse me, we were awarded a $2.1 million grant from the federal government to impact persistence and retention of students. And we are into that in the first or second, thank you very much. With allergies and everything. You know, I didn't think I ever had allergies until I moved to South Carolina. Then I discovered them all of a sudden. Thank you. But anyway, the Title III program, higher educations across the country apply for that on an annual basis. It's very difficult to get. And first of all, the institution has to show the ability to follow through, because after that money is spent and after we're done with the program, the federal government, of course, through the accountability process, expects whatever we built and whatever we implemented to be then supported by the college and maintain it. It's not like the $2.1 million is spent and we're done. We don't have to do that service anymore. Not the case at all. Pathways to success. Just very briefly, I'm just going to focus on two of those. Some of them are self-explanatory. Early college, you've heard the term early college. Some people call it dual enrollment. It's essentially the same. It's where high school students, if they qualify, can take college courses while they're in high school. Usually a junior or senior in high school. Most often it's a senior in high school. They have to pass the same entrance criteria and exam as any student going into college, because it is a college course. No matter where it's offered, it's a college course. That has dramatically grown at Greenville Technical College. Matter of fact, it's now common to see many students that have earned 60 to 90 credits, sometimes a full associate's degree, that they get their college degree when they walk across the high school stage to get their diploma. We're asked to be at some high school graduation ceremonies to hand out college degrees because of that. We offer college courses, I believe, on every high school campus in Greenville County now. Plus we have, and you may or may not know this, I think most people are aware of this, we have 3 charter high schools on 3 of our 5 campuses. So a number of those students are also enrolled in college courses. Across the U.S., that's a very rapidly growing type of service, and it makes sense. You know, there's always in the U.S., we have this magical boundary where after you're out of, when you turn 18, all of a sudden you're qualified to go to college, or after you, you know, complete high school, all of a sudden, just like that, you're qualified to go to college. And that's understandable because you've completed the coursework and the material that's supposed to prepare you for college. But we all learn in different ways. We all learn at a different pace. Some of those students are prepared to take college courses, at least entry-level college courses, while they're a senior in high school. Complete College America is a initiative funded by the Gates Foundation through a $100 million grant. And it is focused on putting students on a pathway once they're in college and helping keep them on their pathway. You know, so often, and I was this way, and many of you may have been too, when you went to college, didn't really know what you wanted to do, but you knew that you had to take, you knew you still had to take the math and the English and the psychologies and other humanities and that type of thing, and that would give you time to figure out what you wanted to do with the rest of your life. Well, what we have found out, what research has found out, is that even if you don't know what you want to do, to be on a concrete pathway and being provided assistance to stay on that pathway is absolutely crucial to success. So 80 institutions were higher education. Let me step back a little bit. Higher education institutions from across the U.S. were asked to apply to the Gates Foundation for this initiative. We did not apply because we had a number of things going on that we were seeing success from, and we didn't want to replicate or hurt some of the activities we had going on that we were having success with. But probably 2 years into that project, the Gates Foundation approached us and asked us to be a part of it, primarily because the other thing, and only 80 institutions across the U.S. are a part of this organization. They wanted us to be a part of it because they saw some of the things that we were doing that they knew that some of the other institutions could replicate and have the same success with. So I'm certainly happy to be a part of that organization, but impressed and feel good about what we're doing to the point that we were asked to be a part of it also. You know, other resources to help our students. Again, you know, we have students right out of high school. As I said earlier, we have students that are single parents. We've had some students that are homeless. We've had some live in their cars on campus. We have people that have bachelor's and master's degrees that are coming back, like I said, for retraining or to get into a new career. So we have the gamut. And so those needs are going to vary quite a bit. So we have set up, the faculty and staff has other resources. The Caring Corner is an on-campus food pantry. Absolutely crucial for some of our students to be able to access that food pantry. And of course, the food is all donated by employees, by community members. Actually, you know, you can go on and my wife and I do this, you can go on the Amazon website and identify canned goods, other type of food items, and then it'll be sent directly to the Caring Corner. And a number of people in the community do that, and we appreciate that. The STAR Center, again, helps connect students to other support services, even if it's not services directly delivered by the college, other support services throughout the community. And of course, the counseling, the emergency funds from the Tech Foundation, and there's a number of people in this room that on a usual basis contribute to that emergency fund. It's not unusual to hear that a student can't pay an electric bill, or it's not unusual to hear that a student can't get to campus to class because they don't have the money to put gas in their automobile. It's not just a handout. There's criteria. A student can't walk in there every day and say, I need $10 today, and back tomorrow and say, I need $15. So it's very structured, but it's a critical part of some of the support services that are there. One of the centers that I was talking about is aircraft facility out at Donaldson. We are co-located with the National Guard. That's where our aircraft maintenance, our aeronautics program is. And probably 7 years ago, I'm guessing, they needed a new facility. Our program was busting at the seams. And so we jointly built a facility out there. We offer our program. We're able to store all our planes in that building now. It's big enough. They use it on weekends. We use it during the week. The only understanding is if there's a catastrophe or something, we may have to postpone our classes while they have to use it. But it's a great partnership. Baccalaureate degree in advanced manufacturing. We're the only technical college in the state that can offer a baccalaureate degree. That required a change in the law, and our legislator sitting over here is a large part. Thank you very much for making that happen, because in South Carolina, the law does indicate that the degree offered by technical colleges is up to and through an associate's degree. But so to be able to offer a baccalaureate degree, and this is an advanced manufacturing technology, that degree does need to be changed. But once again, that was from our employers coming to us, the need for those advanced degrees. real quickly, because that hour is approaching, the REVS program. Excuse me, it's a federal grant, again, from the National Science Foundation, I believe around $2 million, in partnership with Clemson University. And it's looking at the education of training technicians to work on electric vehicles. It is kind of a summary of the program as a whole. So those partnerships that we have with employers and other organizations out there are absolutely crucial. They're equally as crucial with other education organizations like the K-12 system, like the universities. You know, just two comments on this slide. This is about community partnerships. The county's crime lab is located on the Barton campus. That's been located there for years. And so that's a nice partnership with our criminal justice program. The Center for Manufacturing Innovation, which many of you have been in, is located in the ICAR area. That came about as we came out of the Great Recession in 2010, 2011, somewhere around in there, again, because of the request from manufacturers for different type of technicians and more technicians. That center has garnered a lot of statewide and I'd say even national attention for this area. And for Greenville Technical College, we have universities and K-12 systems from all over the state and nation that come to view that. I think the latest group was a university out of Texas, and several weeks prior to that was a university out of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. That's a constant time thing. I told my board I almost felt like I need to hire a tour guide just for that center. But it adds a lot for the area in terms of what we're able to do. You know, 40X, 4 disciplines of execution. We've adopted, you know, how do we keep improving with things changing on a regular basis? We had to adopt some sort of formal method. This is something that was developed for industry. And to summarize it, it's basically identifying a WIG, a wildly important goal, and dividing your employee community into different teams to focus on that goal and make commitments on a weekly basis. Every employee makes a commitment on a weekly basis to how the college can achieve that goal. And that includes myself, that includes our custodial staff, that includes housekeeping staff, through faculty, vice presidents, and everyone. So the whole college is focused on those goals. You know, Lean Six Sigma, we have a business process analyst. I feel very strongly that to continue to improve, we need to break down the various components of how we register students, of how we sign students up for financial aid, and dissect those and improve upon those. Baldrige Award, we're the only technical college, actually the only institution of higher education in South Carolina that has received the Governor's Award for excellence in what we do. So we're very proud of that. And to close out, you know, when we look at our programs that require some sort of standardized test, either offered by a professional association or a state department, of course, we track that success rate, and overall that success rate, that licensure success rate is 87%. Persistence, meaning the percent of students that persist from one semester to another, is about 75%. In understanding that, you need to realize some students come to us with the goal of just being there one semester because they just need to take a computer course to upgrade their skills or something like that. So that's impacted here. Newsweek ranking. Newsweek ranks colleges and universities across the nation every year. And we ranked in the top 90, the top 100, I'm sorry. And we're ranked second only to Clemson in South Carolina. So, and that's the first time for Greenville Tech to achieve that ranking. So we're very proud of that. We are, like Clemson, like USC, like any public university, we're accredited by a body based out of Atlanta. and the maximum you can achieve is 10-year accreditation, and we achieved that just this past year, not too long ago. So of course that's crucial too, because those 77% of the student body that's on financial aid, they wouldn't get the financial aid if we didn't have the accreditation. Our students wouldn't be able to transfer to universities if we didn't have that accreditation. And to end with, you know, we're a community-based college, which means we're here to serve the community. We're here to support the community. And I feel like it's important for us to give back by being involved in the community. So I encourage staff to serve on local boards of different organizations. Greenville Tech gives back. We let employees take Fridays off to volunteer with Habitat for Humanity, to volunteer with a lot of the food kitchens, you name it, the list goes on. And we have a lot of employees that take advantage of that. And of course, the partnerships, which I've already talked about, are absolutely crucial to our success. So my apologies, I went 1 minute over according to my clock, but that was a lot to cover. If we have just a minute or two for questions, I will take those. Oh, I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry. Yes, I went kind of fast through some of that. Chautauqua is an organization that many of you are familiar with, and they have held their activities on the Barton campus of Greenville Technical College for a number of years, and they're interested in building a facility on the campus. We're not quite there yet, but the partnership would be that they'd be able to build that on campus. They wouldn't have to buy the land or anything like that. And when they're not using it, the college would be able to use it. So a perfect example of a good community partnership. They certainly can be part of the target audience, but it's not limited to that. You know, any African-American male, whether we're recruiting them out of high school, whether they've been at the college for a year already. We reach out to them through a lot of different methods to try and recruit them to be a part of the program. So, and there's not just one way of doing it, like social media or one-on-one contacts, but the most effective way is when current members of OMSI reach out to other students, and they do that, and that's the most effective way that we manage to make that happen. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Miller, for sharing all about Greenville Tech. Hopefully everybody learned a little something today. Thank you to our representatives here from Alexander Elementary and everything that you do. Do not forget to contribute to the cart buckets on the table today, please. You already heard about the fall social, to please sign up for that. Tonight, hopefully we'll see some faces over at Southern Side Brewery for Pints for Polio. There are 4 of the area Rotary clubs participating in that, and proceeds will be donated to polio on behalf of each club that participates. And this will be the book that Dr. Miller will sign, and we could give it right to Alexander Elementary to take back with them today. I am Harriet Tubman. And I noticed a few people looked around real quick for these flyers on the table. I believe they're on the table out there. I saw them where you check in, not this table. And if you will please stand for the 4-way test. Did I forget anything else? And one other thing, I knew I was forgetting something. If you want to plant some trees this Saturday, that opportunity is available also. You can sign up for that. Okay, of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? We are adjourned.